Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Whoreible Decisions. My name is Weezy.
This is your girl Mandii.
And we have a guest in the studio whose name I'm going to get right because it is. This is so much pressure and it's so easy. Michellee.
Michellee, yeah.
Michellee is in the studio today because I was a little inspired to have all of us, not just men, but women as well, have a lot more respect for mamas. I tweeted that I was on Bleecker Street going up the subway steps, and this girl was carrying her baby up the stairs, and when I offered to help her, she said, "I got it, sis. These men can watch me do it by myself." She was really pissed off because it was a long way up. And for those of you that live in New York or have seen in the news, there was a woman who died recently Midtown after like a stroller fell on top of her. She was carrying her child. Child lived, but she didn't. So I want us to all finish this hour up with a lot more respect for women, helping out moms in the street with strollers, whatever we got to do, our sisters, our moms, our girlfriends, baby mamas, all of them. So let's get it started. How much blood comes out?
A lot.
Okay. I was just kidding. Actually, let's start with let's really need slow.
Okay. You don't want to start with the blood.
We're gonna start slow.
You don't want the nasty stuff.
Can you take off our king?
You don't want the nasty stuff yet. Okay.
Well, we gonna get nasty stuff.
I'll take it easy.
Listen, this is how we all got here. Technically, we need this episode. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with kink of the week, though.
All right, so guys, we are going to start with our kink of the week. As you know, every week we bring you guys a kink, let you know the paraphilia and the kind of medical term of that. And so this week it is zoomitophilia or thophilia. I don't know. So zoomitophilia. It is another more modern fetish incarnation.
I really was going to say that different.
What?
I was going to say zoomitophilia.
Oh, I did say zoomy. That is probably not right. It probably is zoomito. You were right, bitch. That's real elementary.
Zoomitophilia.
Okay. Now that you said zoomito, okay, bitch. My shit was real childish. Zoomy. You right. Okay, bitch. It's zoomito. There we go. I like zoomito. Zoomito. It could be myth.
It could be myth, though.
Okay, bitch. It ain't zoomy. You right. Another more modern fetish incarnation. Zoomitophobia describes the act of being turned on by the thought of having sex with mythical creatures and animals. These would be such as trolls, werewolves, dragons, and mermen or mermaids. And no mythical creature stays sacrosanct. See why you gotta add words? I don't know what that word is.
But what I do know is I totally get the dragon thing because after watching Game of Thrones,
you want to fuck? Wait, what is? You want to fuck dragons?
Not
they
really.
like lizards. You got iguanas from in Florida, bitch.
I mean, I don't want to fuck
you better
a dragon.
fuck some alligators.
Like,
we from Florida.
I'm just saying I get it.
That's kind of bestiality, bro. Of all mythical creatures, she goes to the dragon.
Mark this clip because I'm coming to rewind it.
She went straight to the dragon.
Straight to the dragon. My shit, I went straight to Twilight, bitch, with the goddamn werewolf, like before they turned into the werewolf. Yeah. Wait, now I'm saying dogs. So not werewolves. What would I fuck? What mythical creature I want to fuck? So you know what? And I don't know if this is bestiality too, though. Like the half man, half horse, because that dick gonna be big.
What is that?
What's it called? A metatar.
Centaur.
No, that ain't no centaur.
Yo, if you're listening to this right now and you know what it is, scream it into your headphones.
It's a metatar. Well, that's what I would want to fuck.
Shit. You ain't even got our goddamn cover.
You know what is this? Yeah, what is this up here?
You see, when we had the next
and it was white people, nigga.
When Eden was here, the nigga had notes. He had it ready.
Oh yeah, we gonna look. Don't
niggas every time.
Don't
just
be
taking the job
out.
Not that serious.
Centaur. Look, see, she was right. She said centaur.
That's because I fuck a lot of geeks.
So I feel like so the problem is I've never seen a black man, so it would have to be half black man, half horse.
Type in black centaur. Wait, he got dreads on Google.
Oh, he got dreads? Oh yeah, I'll fuck him. Hold on, look, why are you looking up? Don't look up black horse. Maybe African American centaur.
Oh no!
Oh no! Wait! No, not that one, bro. I don't want that.
That's not a good image.
Okay, so
the second.
Wait. What mythical creature? Let's get off the animals. What other mythical creature would you fuck?
Like a wizard? Oh, I'll fuck Aladdin. I'll fuck Will Smith.
That don't count, bruh. That's like a genie. Okay, a genie is a mythical creature. What about you?
I'll fuck a genie for money. I'll be like, let me get one more
Why
wish.
everything got to be for money? Just say you want. See what I'm
Because
talking
I'm
about?
saying one of my wishes is going to be money.
I would say a
I'll be like, let me get one
centaur
more.
If you get a wish, you ain't got to fuck him for the money. You just wish
I'm going
it.
to fuck him for one more. You get three, right?
You get 3 wishes.
I
Yeah.
thought
Let me see. What about a troll?
Nah.
What's a
That's
troll?
creepy.
Google a troll.
Trolls are ugly.
Trolls are like midgets.
Yeah.
My bad.
Period.
I know you be coming for me, but bitch,
Little
they call
people.
me midgets all. They call me a midget, so I
look
feel
at
like
that
it's
face.
okay. Oh yeah, nah, I ain't fucking.
I'm
a midget.
good.
There's a hilarious joke that I think it's John Mulaney tells. He's like, when I was doing TV, I had this bit, or someone said it about midget, and they were like, you can't say that. It's like saying the N word. And he's like, you know how I know it's not the N word? Because you just said midget.
Facts.
I mean,
Facts.
it's bad.
Facts. I'm really trying to
Ali
think.
wanted me to
Not a
bleep that
troll.
shit out.
Look at that troll.
See, nah, I ain't fucking no troll.
Oh wow, that's bad. But how much money would you fuck him for?
Why we always got to bring up the money, bro? So how much money? How much money would I need to fuck a midget, basically? With an
Mandy,
ugly face.
a little
That's what a little
person.
person with an ugly face. So an ugly midget. How much money? How much money would you do? Like the head? Wait, no, the head regular size.
I would
yeah.
fuck a little person, just if they're attractive for cheap.
No, but they have to look like a troll.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They have to look like a troll. We talking about mythical creatures, bitch.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm doing something crazy.
So how much
like-
money? You said you would get shitted on for what? 20 bands? 10 bands? You went down. You
I did
went
not
all the way down.
say that. I said if it was a hard shit. I didn't say 20. I said 50.
Okay, so how much you fucking a troll for?
I want to say higher now. Because, I mean, if y'all know I would get shit. Wait, I just want to preface this by saying if you never heard the shit episode, I started at like $250,000, but then I worked my way down. I don't know. I'm going to go with like 75.
You lying like hell, bitch.
That image we're looking at right now, I'd have to do that. 75,
right.
bro.
75 definitely.
I'd rather fuck a
75,000 for you.
Republican for cheaper.
Okay, I can dig it. I can dig it.
That faces.
All right.
What is another myth? Hold on, what was on there?
Trolls.
Werewolves, dragons. I
didn't
pull
wanna-
up a merman real quick. That might be hot.
Duh, that's like
That's
Ariel,
kinda like-
bitch.
Yeah.
He gonna be wet.
It's like Ariel. Merman. Oh yeah,
Oh,
he fine.
nice.
But he
Yeah.
ain't got no dick. How you gonna?
Yeah.
We gonna scissor.
No, oh, that's exactly what y'all doing. You know what's real gross? It would be like if you put a goldfish to play with your pussy, your clit.
Bitch, look at this.
Look at this guy.
Nah. Oh, that's the black merman. That's
keep
what you
going.
pull
Like,
up.
images right here. Wait, another one.
no.
This nigga.
Nah.
Y'all, if you're a patron, we're gonna definitely ask y'all which mythical creatures y'all want to fuck, but we're gonna put some pictures up of these black mermans.
So when Jeeves and I were first dating, I thought that like he really freaked me out. He sent me. He had like a Tumblr thing of like. Not anime, but it was more so like fawns and like they had pointy ears and shit. And he
That's a mythical creature.
yeah, he was like, "You think this is hot?" And I was like, "I could see it."
So I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
looking at her tits.
I used to like what was it called? Neverland, the Peter Pan movie. They looked so cute. Yes, when they got them little ears in that movie.
But like, how cute?
I mean, I was young watching the movie, so I got turned. This is when
Like,
I
punched
actually.
the edge of your bed, cute?
At this point, I thought I liked white guys. This is when I was like into NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. So when I watched Neverland, I was into the little white actors. Now, nah, bruh.
I mean, I'd rather fuck him than the troll.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I do that.
That's
I do
definitely a
that.
scissoring situation.
I'm with
I mean,
that.
honestly, it's like paraplegic, like dudes that can't feel their dick. Remember when we were talking about? Was it? No, maybe you weren't
Wheelchair?
here. When Ashley was here, the girl who was in the wheelchair, and we were talking about like people that could jerk you off and shit. Like, I mean, we could figure out a way to fuck.
He definitely fingering you with them fins.
I'll take it. It might be slimy
And
wet.
slapping you like.
Oh, and slapping you. That's true.
So I do want to say, if you guys have not checked us out, we mentioned this before, on the cover of Salty. If you guys have not, go to @salty.world on Instagram, click the link in their bio, and subscribe to read our interview with them, and then just a ton of stories.
Yo,
so
their newsletter's dope.
They
I
have
just got
really dope
something
stuff.
yesterday, or maybe this morning. It said how to talk a straight dude into pegging. Not saying that you have to, but what I did was I was looking for a news article today, and I was like, okay, well, let me just look on Salty, and they had a motherhood section.
Yeah.
So I know it's a long one, but I got the brunt of what I really found interesting.
I'm
but
so glad. So we don't have to listen to you read it?
bitch. So it's
Okay,
called,
let's get a summary.
The headline, and I want to ask this because Michellee has kids.
Oh, you do have kids now.
I have 2.
Oh, girl,
And
you
she's
active.
pregnant, by the way.
You
Nice.
I'm
active.
pregnant now.
Why
Okay.
you should buy a sex toy for your teen, okay? What if we taught our children from the beginning to not seek out relief of those sexual desires in other people, but teach them something that they can relieve themselves? Studies have shown that kids that are educated about masturbation and do it more confident with their own bodies and sexuality are... Fuck, man, I didn't want to mess it up, but I
See,
did.
you already did.
It's the fresh. It's the fucking fresh.
What is it?
It's the fresh. I don't know.
Depressed.
It's
No
the
pressure.
fresh. It's
the
tens
fresh.
of thousands of people are gonna listen to me say a word wrong, opposed to like when I'm just like improv and
I just said zoomy.
yeah, but like that was a hard one. Like I almost said some random shit. It's just because I know I don't want to.
Okay, so it's funny that you brought this article up though, because if you guys came to our DC live show,
Oh, yeah, that's
we
right.
brought up masturbating as teens, and if parents should punish their children if they caught them masturbating, or if we should encourage if we should
the
encourage
vanilla
them, right?
shit in DC was a woman wanting to teach masturbation for ages 8 to 13.
Yeah.
And then our audience started talking.
audience was start- yeah.
They said most of them said they wouldn't punish. I think all of them said they wouldn't punish, but the headline for this shit is like normalizing sexuality in subtle ways. Picking a toy for them can be awkward, but they're basically saying you pick it and keep the conversation going. And they're saying like instead of it says imagine a kid, Billy, who wanted to experiment with harmless ass play. If he had a small plug to use on himself, he could have avoided that ER trip with a Sharpie stuck in his butt.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I think this is why I even said there was a slight argument in people not wanting to explore this. I shared a story about a friend of mine who caught her younger daughter, her daughter is 13 or 14, reading erotic novels, and she went immediately to take away her laptop, take away her phone, and like, oh my God, you should not be reading this. And instead of having that sex conversation to where if she's being aroused this way,
She blocked it out.
This is an opening to where you guys can have the conversation, whether she's masturbating to it, whether, this is what's arousing her. At least she's not maybe playing with the boys yet. Like, this would have been a
It's all
conversation
curiosity.
open.
Like, I've Googled like people kissing or girls kissing
Yeah.
and things like that. One of my friends, I might have said it on this podcast before, but a close friend of mine says her daughter, she caught her masturbating and she let her know it was okay because the daughter was locking the door. Because she was like,
Oh, bitch, I locked my door too. You ain't walking in. You're not ruining.
I mean, ain't no locked
what
doors
I'm
in a
doing.
black house, so the daughter had to explain, right?
Wait, the daughter just said, Mom, I'm locking my door because I'm playing with my pussy?
No, she didn't. So she kept saying, like, why the fuck is your door locked? And then she told her mom. So then she says some shit like, now this little bitch is getting it overboard, talking about, I'm stressed. I need to lock my door.
That is...
But-
yeah, that's funny.
I mean, I get it. So it says, if you can't do it in person and have a talk about masturbation or a toy, it's okay to leave the toy on their bed with a note saying, you're going through a lot of changes.
Bruh. I wish my mama
This
would
will
have.
help you explore
That
your
would've
body
made me feel
and get to know
uncomfortable as
yourself.
fuck.
It's totally normal. Don't be embarrassed.
Nah, bro.
I'm here to talk about it if you want or if not.
No.
Nah, bro, that's not a solution. I don't like that
not
one.
an option.
Then it
If
says
my mom
a week
would've did
later,
that, I'd
if
be
you
like,
can,
Tammy.
prompt them and ask them if they got the gift and if they have any questions. We live in a different era than our parents did, and we can't be as passive and absent-minded about education on sex.
So here's another thing that I would think of. If we all look at our childhoods, how many times did we find our parents' toys? I feel like that's a story that
Right.
a lot of people have. Without meaning to come across the dildo, mom
looking for
gross.
money.
Right. So
My crazy thing is
that
like,
could be the
my mom has 7 kids, right? So you think that she'll be fucking a lot. I literally, I had this conversation with my husband the other day. I'm like, I have no memory of, hearing my mom fucking, finding
I
anything.
do.
She was so secretive. And the other day I asked her, I'm like, how did you do it? And she's like, oh, I just waited for you guys to go to sleep. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But, how the fuck did I not hear it? Because I'm the oldest. And
I've never heard it, but I did walk
I never
into my
heard
mom
it. I
jerking
never
my dad
walked
off.
in.
That was awkward.
And I'm like, thank God for that. But
Have you ever walked into your mom's?
No, but I definitely heard. My mom is a moaner. She's so extra. So
Wait.
I definitely
so
heard
maybe
my mom.
was like the
And
man
I'd
of the
be- I'd be
relationship, and
like,
she wouldn't
oh,
moan. Like she'll just be like,
Mom,
quiet
we
the
need
whole
carpet.
time.
I don't like the tile floors anymore. That shit would travel.
Have your kids heard you? How old are your kids?
Well, my daughter's 8 and my son is 2.
Okay.
So right now, what we're going through is like they still sleep in my bed. So we're
What?
just like, yeah, no judging, please.
Wow.
So they still sleep in my bed.
I slept in my mom's bed,
And the thing is like now we're like teenagers and we like sneak around to fuck. So we're like, okay, meet me downstairs in the living room.
Damn, that's
Or
how you got
like,
pregnant.
or meet me here, meet me there. And it's just like, so we kind of like cover it up. But I feel like my daughter's like kind of like oblivious to it still.
Because she's 2, right?
She's 9.
She's 8.
She's going on 9.
She's the one going on 9.
But she's like, so now my husband's like, oh, maybe we gotta like no more like morning sex, or you know, because like now she's like, she'll send my son upstairs like, oh, go see what they're doing.
Now let me ask you, at 9 with social media, because at 9 I didn't have the access to phones and TV and porn, like not to the extent that it is now. Do you feel like at 9 that conversation about sex or sex toys would happen, or at what age do you think that's going to happen in this era, in this age?
Right now, I kind of test the waters with her. Like, I'm very open with her. Like, she knows I'm a doula. She knows that babies come out of vaginas. Like, she knows, like, you know.
That's not cool. The stewardess.
Like, you know, like, we don't.
What?
The bird, like the.
Not a surrogate.
No.
Stork?
The bird.
Is that what it's called? The stork?
She said the stewardess. I'm like.
What's a stewardess?
So now I know that's a flight attendant.
Yo, for those of y'all that said we
tired. So listen, I'm coming from work. I went out last night. I had company. So then we was cuddling all night. We was cuddling this morning. Like,
what'd you do
bro,
last
I'm
night,
tired. Oh, I was just drinking. We drank a lot. Went to Dumbo House. So K-Camp and Genius were in town, rappers. So met them at the studio. Then we went to PhD. Then we went to Dumbo House. Then we went to another bar. We like bar hopped all night. Nigga, I was in Brooklyn. That's how you know I was out late.
So who was your company?
That's what you're not gonna be all up in my business about. He was a friend. He was a friend. And we had, you know, a nice cuddle session. So I was up late, bitch.
Did you cuddle something into your mouth?
No, it was only cuddling. Thank you. Thank you very
just
much.
saying, there's a big old belly right there.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't happen with me.
No.
And now I don't know. I get really weird looks. So Adam and Eve like sent us a whole bunch of like condoms. So now I have like mad options. And let me tell you the embarrassing part real quick. This is an embarrassing part of the story, and I felt like a whore. So we get to the house and I take a shower because I went to work. Then like we were out everywhere in all these clubs. So I go to take a shower and I put my winter robe on, like this like furry robe that I have from Victoria's Secret. So we get in the bed and he goes to cuddle with me, and my robe has pockets. There was fucking condoms in the pockets. I must have left them in there when Lawyer Bay came over like a month and a half ago.
Man.
And so he's like, oh, you came to the bed ready. I said I sure did not. I don't know what those are doing in there, and threw them across the room. But it was so embarrassing because I'm like, oh, he must think I'm a whore. There's just condoms ready in my robe.
That's what made you feel like a whore?
Yo.
Wait. Sorry.
I was like, fuck.
I think the bigger issue is
What?
how fucking cheesy. I'm trying to imagine you're watching TV in your robe and suddenly
And
you're like,
It just like slips out.
So no. When Lawyer Bay came over, I liked because we were already laying in bed. So I hate the awkward. You got a condom? Yeah, let me get up and go get it. Drawers halfway hanging off, or dick is out already, and now we got to go find a condom. So I'd normally like either put it in my pillowcase, or in that case, it was in my robe. But so this was for another nigga, and he found it and thought I came to the bed ready for him, and I was like, no. Damn, well, how did those get in there? Oh, he was ready, bitch. I was like, no, we're cuddling.
yo, I'm trying to slide I hope so into every podcast here forward. I'm like making a commitment that I just get to say that.
Man.
I talk like Kodak Black so much, the white people at my job think it's like a thing I do, and I'm like, no. They just think I'm like, oh, your voice is hilarious. I'm like, no, that's not me.
Okay, so let's go in.
Horrible decision, that's right.
Go on, get in it.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. First, what is a doula?
Okay. A doula is pretty much a woman, a man, it could be. There's some men doulas. And it's just a person that's there for support for a pregnant woman. There's actually so many different type of doulas, not even just
What's
for
the
pregnant
difference
women.
from a doula and a midwife? Or is it the same shit?
No, it's not the same. A midwife is like actually like she catches the baby. Like
Not
doulas,
catches it. It be shooting
we're not
out.
I thought that's what
allowed to,
doulas do.
No.
They shoot out?
We're,
Wait, you be the one to hold the hand? Just here you go. Here's my
Walking
hand.
them through it.
So I walk them through it. Like I'm basically the one that like preps them for the midwife. So it's like I'm there for like their support while they're pregnant. You know, if they have any questions, like, oh shit, what's an epidural? There's some women that have no idea.
So
like,
do you do this only when they're having their babies delivered like in a house or naturally? Oh, so you be going to hospitals like, girl, I'm gonna just stand by your
This is
baby.
interesting.
I've only attended one home birth.
And I did
One.
not know.
When I thought about doulas,
And the
I
rest?
thought it was
I thought
like
it was
in
in
your
home.
house, in the bathroom.
No.
Okay.
Everything is like mostly all my patients, my clients are in the hospital.
Where do they find you?
And
on Craigslist? Like,
They find me like Facebook. Like I promote on my Facebook. There's actually like this website that's called DoulaMatch.com.
Of course, there's an app.
Doula
of
Match?
course.
Yeah, so it's like you go there and you
How do
make
you get
like
matched?
a profile, and then they see like your qualifications, and then they hit you up like, hey,
Can you
I'm looking for this
explain-
person.
Could you explain your qualifications? Like,
So-
what's on your doula app
So,
qualifications?
Is
on
it
my
like Tinder?
page-
Like you swipe?
No, you don't swipe, but it's kind of like an
Sounds
old
like
school
fun.
like MySpace kind of thing, because
Okay.
you
Oh,
have,
you have a
like
whole profile.
Yeah, like you have your own profile, like a little picture of you, and then like where you're located,
And your top 8?
and basically like you
Oh,
got to
okay.
put all that. So
Like these are my doctors. These are my favorite books.
So these are like what I love to
Top
do,
doulas.
like reviews from previous clients.
Okay.
And it's basically like what information I know over the next person. So like someone might like me because I
You're a
have the
mom?
same hair as them. It's simple
Girl,
because it's like
cut
we're
it out.
connecting.
I get what she's saying because
So it's
think
like-
about when you pick out a doctor.
So think about
Like,
it.
how do you
honestly
really know what
speaking,
dermatologist
like
out of the 12?
As a doula, I wouldn't want to go to a white doula.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, and it's not even like a race thing. It's just something that what do we have in common? You know, like if a person comes in and they're, and like let's say it's fully all white doctors, all white nurses. So what do we have in common? Because now you're on their team.
Right.
And you know,
Low-key,
like-
I was looking for a black doula, but I knew it was fucked up not to like get Latinos more in here more.
Good,
Every
I'm
show we
glad.
have, there's mad Latino.
Even though the thing is like, as a doula, it's like so rare to find Latinas, and it's kind of rare to find even black doulas. Because I would hire a black doula before I hire a white doula.
Isn't doula a black al? It sounds like some African shit. What is
It's
it?
actually Greek.
Oh.
It comes from the word doule, and it's it means female slave. So
Cut it out.
so that's kind of basically
That's
like
what
what
Weezy
I
be wanting to
am.
be. Basically. You a doula hoe.
So that's basically like what I
Doula
am if you
asshole.
think about it, because like I'm your female slave, like I'm your slave while you're pregnant. You pay me, of course.
That's what we was gonna get. How much?
you get
paid?
How much you get paid?
It
girl?
depends. Like I'm not certified.
What's an average?
So I'm not a certified doula. Like I do it based off of like I taught myself. Like everything for me has been self-taught. I haven't done any training. I haven't done anything. I've just read a ton of books.
So you ain't got no qualifications.
I've just
This is kind of like, so my mom, right? My mom's bored. I don't want my mom to go back to work and have a schedule. But she's been thinking about watching kids. And I was like,
Do it.
I wonder if you can with no qualifications. I made her a little profile literally last night. So many
Yeah.
people love that she's a mom and she's older.
yeah.
She's late 60s. They
And
don't
it's
care.
just like, and it's all about like the connection, because of course, like they have to interview me, right? It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna hire her because she's pretty. It's not like that. So I
that's
have to
how I
sit
do.
with them, and then I have to explain
That's
to
how
them.
I found my hairstylist.
Like,
I was like, girl, I thought
well,
I was gonna holler
hairstylist
at
is,
you, girl.
know, it makes sense. You wanted
but
to look good, so she could
Right,
make you
you
look
right,
good.
you
So
right.
how often, like, I guess more, aside from what do they pay you, how do they pay you? Because if they're texting you all the time, like, obviously you're not charging.
So basically, the way it works is like most women hire a doula around like their third trimester, around like 33 weeks.
Thank
Okay.
you for breaking
So
it down. Okay.
from there on, it's like, okay, so we decide you're gonna be, I'm gonna be your doula. We're a match, perfect, great. So from that moment that they have the initial interview and they're like, okay, I love you, whatever, what have you, I give them about like seven to 10 days to decide if they want to sign my contract, and then that's when I receive my first payment, which is a partial payment. I only receive 50%.
Okay.
And then once it comes down to 38 weeks, I'm sorry, not 38 weeks, 36 weeks, I receive my final payment.
So can I ask you, because when you have a due date and then you can come anytime before that due date, anytime after.
Exactly.
So at that point, are you also on call?
Yes.
For
And
whenever
that's-
they're going to the
And
hospital?
that's the reason why, because like in our area, like in East Coast and like, you know, New York City, New Jersey, we charge pretty high compared to like Oklahoma.
How much?
Oklahoma would charge like $500, let's say.
$500.
But for like in our area, anywhere, it can range from anywhere from $750 to like $2,200.
Okay.
It just, the more shit you know, the more money you make.
That's how much.
Yeah. It's just the more you know, the more money you can charge.
Now, what do I want a doula for? Do I want a doula to coach me through pushing the baby out, or do I want a doula to be there after I have a baby? When do I?
I feel like the most important time, if you're like a first-time mom, I would say the doula from the beginning, like, you know, 33 weeks. And of course, if you want a doula, then that means that you're very informed already on like what you plan on doing for your birth. So you just want somebody for like reassurance. So there's some women that are like, they come to this country, let's say, and they have no family here. So they're just like, I just want somebody.
That's where my question was coming from, because I wanted to know what you offer that, say, a family member or a husband or the baby daddy or a friend would not be able to offer. Because like so Weezy has not had kids yet. I have not had kids yet, but both of our parents clearly done shot out kids.
Right.
So our moms could do essentially what you would do.
Right.
So you're saying you are hired for those individuals who may not have that support system.
Not only that, but it's like, okay, for instance, for my daughter's birth, my mom wasn't here, so my grandma was here. And just her presence drove me crazy. And I love my grandma.
Right.
You know, like, she's dope. Like, she's always there for me. She gives me whatever.
She can't be in the room. She hung
you
up
know,
on me.
but at that moment, she was my mental block. And that's what a lot of people don't know.
You're like,
it's just like
spiritual pussy guide.
Right. So it's just like me and you connect spiritually, and you don't connect like that with your mom, even though like she's your best friend or whatever the case is. At that moment, you're like, I don't know if I really want to like, would you want to shit in front of your mom?
And
you
see,
know, and it just depends on like who you are.
Yeah, I hid even getting my period from my mom for like the first year.
Right.
Now we're comfortable, and I do look at my mom as my best friend. But even when she be trying to tell me about her sex life, I'd be like, girl, I don't want to hear that. So I still don't think I would want her to see my pussy wide open.
And it's just like, you know, and it's like,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't looking at my pussy
mom,
wide
I could what you're saying, I told my mom would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, your mom, yeah.
Like, literally, let me tell you.
Yo, mom, I wouldn't want her in my room either.
So my
she'd be all making sure everything. Are you good, honey?
Really sweet, but
she's a lot.
Yeah.
She's a lot.
Overbearing.
She's
like,
a lot.
Yeah.
My mom told me I just had a biopsy done, and she's like, "Oh God, fly me out! I wish I was there. What are you gonna do?"
She would make me anxious when I shouldn't be anxious.
And that's the
so
thing. Like, you want to be as relaxed as can be, like when you're pushing out your baby, because it's like, you think about it, like you're stressed, and the first thing you do is like tighten your stomach and like tighten your area. So you don't want that. You want it to be as loose and relaxed as possible.
We have a lot of male listeners, so my question would be, do you feel like because a lot of men don't want to see that or don't know how to react or don't want to be in the room.
Right.
Do you feel like you do get men that also reach out to you for their women?
And there's now that you mention like men, there's actually men that it's like a fetish for them. Like, it's just like,
of course there is.
It's like spam. Like,
nasty.
you know, like, I'll get a random text, like a random message, like, "Hey, my wife's in labor right now. Can you tell me what to do?" And that turns them on. So it's just like, no.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? In what way?
So, like, I'll get a random message on Instagram, let's say, like, "Hey, my wife is about to push our baby out. Can you give me instructions on how to take the baby out? Like, does she have to be a certain position?" And then you just have to like kind of see like, what? Where's your midwife? And then you like go from there, and it's like, oh no, she doesn't have a midwife. I'm here, or whatever the case is.
Like,
so you kind of like catch on. So yeah.
Instagram.
But besides that, I honestly,
it's the visuals of reading what.
I honestly think that men should definitely be involved, because the same way a baby is made is the same way a baby could come out.
What
you want your man to be there. You want him to love you. No, honestly, that's what you want. You want your man to be there. You want him to be hugging you, kissing you, because that oxytocin, that love, is what opens you up.
What's the difference between oxytocin and serotonin?
Like serotonin.
I mean, not serotonin.
Serotonin. Oh, bitch, let me let this on talk make fun of you.
Wait, no, I don't.
What is serotonin, bitch?
Serotonin are the levels that increase to like make you happy.
Well, oxytocin is basically like a hormone in your body that is just like kind of like your love hormone. Okay. So it's like
serotonin is like when you're depleted.
And that's when your happiness and like. Okay. So this one is like your love hormone.
It has to do with genetic factors and
so
metabolism
you want
and
that,
digestive issues.
No, like for example, when I was on Lexapro, it was to boost levels of serotonin.
Yeah.
So oxytocin is
oxytocin is basically like your love hormone. So it's just like when you're getting like aroused, that's what's happening. Like you're producing
I've heard the
a lot
word,
of
obviously,
oxytocin.
but like I didn't really know the whole time what oxytocin.
Yeah, so that's basically it. So like when I have like clients that have a spouse or partner, I'm just like, listen, love her. You know, like my job is just to be there. If you just need me just to be there to hold space for you, that's okay. Even if you need me just to take pictures, that's fine. But the whole point is like, if you have your partner, be there for them.
Right.
Because it's just like at that moment, a woman is so open. And
Literally.
you don't know, literally.
Bitch, open as fuck.
You don't know if, you know, like in my mind, I'm just like, damn, why is my husband sitting over there? Well, he doesn't love me? Like,
right.
You know, so it's just like that right there can stop you from dilating, from like opening up and delivering the baby.
So as a doula, we can look at either monthly or yearly.
Right.
What would you say about the number of clients you get in a year? Let's do a year.
It honestly depends.
Okay.
Like how many could you do at one time?
At one time,
Not
you
the
just
same.
have to, the whole point of like a successful doula is to have a great backup doula. So you can't do this by yourself because it's just like
Wait, what?
You got
Right.
that's your backup doula?
no, that's my. She was actually one of my. Yeah, I was one. She was one of my clients.
She doula you.
Wait, so why you not over here, man? I want to hear about how you got doula.
I'm like, what?
So okay, so basically it's like, let's say I get 5 women in 1 month, right?
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
bitch, you rich.
Got it.
If I have 5 women
You got
in 1
money.
month, and 2 of them go into labor at the same time,
I understand.
I can't be at
can't be
both
there.
places.
So
One
how
is
you
in New
split?
York
How you
and
split
one-
that check with the?
So I give them 50%.
Okay.
So because I did
Yo, I
most
would
of
be
the
tight, my nigga.
The
I'll tell
hardest
you
part-
right now.
You hate percentage, bro, because you a Jew. You just want all the money, bitch. You don't want to give nobody nothing.
No, not the money. If I was like, fuck, I connected with this person and they were already somewhere else.
And that's not all doulas do this, but I always recommend
No, but you starting off, bitch. Get your claim.
for like whoever I'm interviewing with, just be like, hey, my homie over here, she's my backup doula. She's great. I can have her FaceTime you. You want her to come? Because at the end of the day, you never know. And like you said, if we have a connection and then here comes my friend, it's just like, I don't like her. Get her out.
That sucks for you to be
so
double
then
booked. Yeah,
it sucks. And then it just messes up the business. And then it gives me a bad rep because...
So when do you let go? When do you stop talking to them?
I stop around...
Clearly never,
well,
bitch.
I offer...
She said.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So the way it works is basically like I have a package. My package is okay. So I offer 2 prenatal visits, which means that I visit them from the moment that they hire me until the moment that they give birth 2 times.
Okay.
And throughout those visits, I just give them. I answer whatever questions they may have.
Are most doulas moms?
No.
Okay.
There's some doulas that aren't even. They don't even want kids.
That's me, baby. Maybe I'll do this.
It's just whatever
But it
they
seems
feel
like.
like.
You want to have a little bit of a testimony when someone's like, "Yeah, your nipples are gonna feel like this, bitch." How you know?
Google.
Yeah, because I read a lot and I learned a lot.
No,
so-
but you've experienced it.
Yeah, for me. But I'm
that's what I'm
saying
saying.
like.
Okay, that makes sense.
And there's women that will be like, "Oh, you never had a kid? Bye. You're not for me."
I wouldn't want to do it.
My mama had me.
But yeah,
I can. Hey.
yeah. So there's some women,
Don't be
but
cutting
there's
into my
a lot
check.
of doulas actually that don't even have kids, and they're just like, I don't plan on having kids, or either they're like 18 and they're just starting off, and
Or
then
it's more
like,
just like an emotional connection with a person. I feel like I make really good connections with people.
Right.
So then you're also building kind of a friendship.
Right.
Even though they're paying for it.
Yeah.
But
so
someone to, like,
during
bug,
those
which I like.
those 2 visits, you give them the 2 prenatals if they want. Some people only want 1. Some people are just like, I already know. I don't really need that much. So during that time, you answer like the way I do it is like I'm like, okay, so we only have like the visits are usually like an hour to 2 hours.
Okay.
So I'm like, pick some topics that you feel are important that you really want to know about before you push your baby out. So we discuss that.
Okay.
And then I attend their birth. So I'm on call from 36 weeks until the moment that they go into labor. And some women, they go into labor 38 weeks. Some women go up to 42 weeks.
Okay.
So it's very tough
There's
being
a
on call.
window,
yeah.
especially-
It's
You make
just
them pay you
like-
again after 38?
No.
Oh,
Because that's already included.
Yeah.
So then once they have their baby, do you involve yourself in checking in with them as well
Yes.
again?
So I do the 2 prenatal, I attend the birth, and then 2 postpartum. So for those postpartums, I usually offer them like 3 to 4 hours, and then for
So
those
you just
visits,
basically like give them encouragement with the baby, like, or what?
well, some moms are so exhausted that they're just like,
Help me.
take
You
my
a
baby.
babysitter after?
Pretty much.
Okay.
As bad as it sounds, because a lot of doulas are just like, no, I'm not a babysitter. I'm not a nanny. You know, like
But that's
some get
technically
offended by
support.
that.
Yeah, you're
but
supporting
listen,
them.
I'm
You're
there
helping.
to support them, and I did a lot of work last summer as a postpartum doula, and that was it. Like some women are just like,
You really like kids.
and that's the crazy thing. I don't like kids.
Get the
Wait.
Bro, you on your third one.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
you
they're
be around all
mine.
these
I
other
like them
people.
because they're mine.
A lot of women say that.
But it's like,
Damn.
What made you wanna do it then?
I have 9 siblings, right? I'm the only girl. I'm the oldest.
Holy shit, I could
Well,
not.
I have
How
a
old
little
are you?
sister, actually. I'm sorry, I'm not the only girl. I used to be the only girl.
Because you look like 20.
I'm 29.
Okay.
29.
So, so I've always been around kids, and I used to tell my mom, I'm not having no fucking kids because
I'm
I
still
pretty
saying
much
that.
like help you raise these little freaking boys, and I'm still helping her. And then I got older,
Wait,
and I
you
was
had
like,
8 brothers under you?
I have, my mom has 6 kids under me, and then my dad
Are
has
you Puerto
2.
Rican, or?
I'm Puerto Rican, yeah.
Oh yeah, they be shooting them out.
Yo.
Listen.
Every time I go to the Bronx, pregnant bitches.
Yeah.
Every
listen,
Puerto Rican
my
chick.
sister is 6 and my daughter's 8.
Are
So-
y'all like? So this might be something, and I mean this
Culturally,
it-
like big family.
Well, it could just be a myth. Is like Latinas more fertile?
Zoom mytho.
Like,
I don't know.
Are y'all more fertile? What?
I don't know.
They be saying.
Honestly, I don't know.
That Puerto Rican bitches get pregnant way quicker than any other race.
I have no idea.
I swear to God, I heard
Maybe
that.
they just want to.
But-
Like they just fertile. Like
well, my mom-
maybe
all
it's
my
the
Latino
rice and
friends,
beans.
they
or
love being
something.
fucking
I don't know
pregnant.
what
No.
it is. It's
mean,
something y'all eating. The
It's
penny.
just like
Y'all eat penny?
yeah, we do, but I don't know.
It's
so-
penny. That's how you say it.
Pernil
Perni, see?
Perni.
Bitch, I'm in the Bronx. I said it right? Perni.
is roasted pork.
Perni. Perni.
Okay, wait. Let's go back to the bases.
Okay.
Okay, all right. My bad. I was really focused on if y'all fertile. If you
I don't
more
know if
fertile
we're
than I.
fertile, but I know
okay.
my mom
Well, I
always
wanna
said
talk
she
about, like,
wanted that many
how
kids, and
babies
she
are made.
stuck to it.
You know.
You
So
put the
babies are
dick
made
in the pussy
or,
and
you
it
know.
come.
Like by fucking
So she
Right.
thinks
So-
the sperm have eggs.
no.
What?
Did you say something about sperm having eggs?
So basically, like the way conception works.
Yeah.
is,
Let's talk about conception.
all right, you have sex. 2 people have sex, whatever, and then
Whatever.
whatever you want to call it. And then the sperm travels and then hits an egg, and then that's how basically it's done.
Let's talk about ovulation. Right.
Right.
So like you can only get pregnant when you're ovulating, correct?
I feel like
Correct.
that's some bullshit.
But-
this is that science I don't believe. Swear to God. You can
So
only
they
get pregnant
say.
like 2 times out of the month, but yet
No.
bitches be
because
getting
the sperm
pregnant.
lives in you for like 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
That's them because they just had to say that.
So you're what?
You're going deep. You're going deep. You're going deep.
I know I won't go deep, but I don't believe this shit. Too many people pop up pregnant for me to only have 2
Let's
days
talk
of
about why. Let's say
ovulation,
there's
bitch.
4 weeks out of the month.
Right.
One of the weeks you're on your period.
Right.
3 weeks you have to fuck.
Bitch.
One of those weeks you're fertile the whole
Look
time.
at the month of
And
March.
out of one of those weeks, like that sperm
You
is still sitting there.
technically have a 30% chance of getting pregnant every time.
So that's why
And
I
it's
think it's
every
bullshit
month.
that they say only 2 days.
well,
It's
no,
not-
No, it's not.
because
It's
that's
not
peak for.
It's like peak. You usually have like about like anywhere from like 7 to
So
10
here's
days
my
to
calendar.
ovulate.
I just want to show you so you can
Yeah,
take a
like
look
if
at
you-
it.
if you have-
Let's look at April. So I'm fertile. You see all of these days, actually up until March. So 7 days I'm fertile. March 31st to the end of this week. This
Bitch, you
whole
better
week.
not fucking Chicago.
I'm not. But anyway, so here's that flower day. That's when it's like the real
That's like
fucking
the
day.
highest chance that you can get pregnant.
Right.
But you can get pregnant anytime
So
those
the
green
sperm
dots are
is
there.
living.
Yep.
If someone comes in me and I'm ovulating here, the sperm can live in my pussy for.
So
5
here's
days.
my question. If you fuck on the 7th, you telling me there's absolutely no way you can get pregnant if he come in your pussy on the 7th.
No.
What if the egg doesn't drop and it's still there?
Here was your ovulation peak and point.
yeah, that was
Oh,
the
so
highest
that means
point.
the egg drops on the 5th.
So after that, you're done.
So
Like,
why is there still a dot on the 6th?
because she's still ovulating. Her last day is the 6th, but she
48
has like a
hours,
low
yeah.
chance.
Oh,
So-
like these statistics. Then you bring statistics to
Right.
this.
Now this is why I was freaking out about that Plan B, my nigga. Because here's when I went to New Orleans. I swear to God, man, it's thrown off now because I took the Plan B. Bitch, the flower was like 2 days after. And I was was terrified. And he's like, I don't know why you.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah,
It's crazy because when you posted that, I actually got a message sent in, and I'm not sure if you've taken Plan B or even your weight, but more so my weight before my weight loss. There's actually something that says that Plan B does not actually work for women, or is very unlikely to work in women over 175 pounds.
Shut up.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yes, ma'am. And if you look
That's
this
some
up,
vanilla shit.
yes, no. And so we looked this up, and the odds of it actually working. Look it up, girl. I'm telling you. So the odds for maybe more, curvy women and overweight women, maybe you do want to use something other than Plan B.
What the fuck are high BMI women supposed to do about emergency contraception?
Exactly. Yeah. High BMI women have a lower chance of Plan B
Considering
working.
the average woman weighs 168 pounds. Let's see.
That is.
Look, she's looking it up right now. Yeah. So
it's the BMI they're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so for someone like me who's 5'1" and weighed 230 at one point, yeah, bitch, that shit I was popping Skittles at that point. I was just praying my ovulation shit was off. Because I ain't got no app for that.
The World Health Organization suggests that it's not that much of an issue like people say. There's 4 studies published that says while data is limited, the findings suggest that women with obesity have an increased risk, but it's not as...
Increased risk still sound like something to me. If you sitting here telling me these odds of these dots on your app.
The data to review is still extremely limited.
Yeah. I don't know how, because I'm not sure how you even get your study in that. Like,
exactly.
if you just haven't gotten enough women in certain BMIs to try it, like the studies of, you have to try that on human people.
Oh,
human
this is interesting. Love and whatever. Y'all know the L word that make you not have a baby. It's not the only morning
libido? What's the L word?
Libido.
What's the L word?
Levonorgestrel, the ingredient.
Say it again.
Levonorgestrel or whatever it is.
Bitch, you French?
Levonorgestrel. No, but the Plan B wasn't available, right? When I walked into the Walgreens. Did I tell you the story about how I went to 3 Plan Bs?
Yeah.
So I went to a bunch of them because, right, it was busy where we were at. So when I went to the last one, I came in the car and I didn't have Plan B. I had this shit called Allegra. He said, "Nigga, what the hell is that?"
Allegra.
I was like, I don't know what kind of shit.
That's not for allergies?
I was about to say, is it that allergy medication?
Yeah, let me look up the name.
Oh, but you just got lucky then, bitch, because...
No. It has the same active ingredient, that levonorgestrel, 1.5. After pill. It ain't called Allegra.
No, bitch, that's for allergies.
Allegra's definitely allergy.
Yo, all I know is when I walked in, he looked at me like, was it cheaper? Like, what the fuck?
So I guess for again,
Ella.
Oh, Ella.
Oh,
You was
Allegra.
You're not gonna ask me.
So what other question you got about shooting babies out?
Okay, so the baby's born from there, right? So basically, I'm interested in knowing kind of like what it feels like to be pregnant, right? What I want to know and what I'm trying to basically push out there is us respecting pregnant people and mothers more. So like, let's kind of just walk us through the first trimester. I've heard a lot about women. Amy Schumer is a popular one that is throwing up like crazy the entire pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like what is it like the second?
So for me, my pregnancies have been amazing.
That's why you want a
what
third.
What makes a pregnancy amazing?
Yeah.
Listen, there's women, like you said, like she throws up like crazy. Yeah, she's one of them. Like she was just always sick. Everything she couldn't eat. There's women that just can't eat, can't get out of bed. They can't go to work. They can't do like everyday activities. And for me, I didn't have that problem. That's probably why I got my third.
I mean, that's the same too. Like, there's certain women when they're on their period, like they be ready to. They can't. Like, I remember being in school. Girls wouldn't come to school because they was on their period.
Yeah, and it's just like, bitch, that's not an excuse.
I would say like every other period I violently throw up from the pain.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And you know, now that you mention it, I wonder if it's like if they have a connection, like if women have crazy periods.
Did you have crazy periods?
I never had crazy periods.
Me neither. Mine are 3 days.
Like,
oh my God!
So now
crazy
I'm
period.
thinking,
so you about to throw up your whole pregnancy, bitch.
I'll be like, welcome to Whoreible.
Thinking if that has
Scissors having that.
Wait, we gonna still be doing the show if you get pregnant? I gotta talk to someone pregnant having sex all the time? Ew, I ain't gonna wanna imagine that. You be having sex with your belly?
Why not?
Why wouldn't she?
Wait, like you don't feel the baby going up and down when he's behind you?
No. The baby like just bunches up.
You don't feel like
Isn't
you
it
have
like
a baby watching you?
A baby watching me.
Like,
no.
You know, that's where dimples come from.
Oh, my kids always ask me where dimples come from. So
It's from the dick hitting.
I'm like,
the baby.
you must have been touched by a fairy.
There you go.
So, okay, you have a good pregnancy in that week. Let's talk about what happens to your vagina.
So basically,
Everybody says it's good to fuck on your.
It is.
when you're pregnant.
Well, for some women have like super dry vaginas when they're pregnant.
What causes that? Do you know?
It's just like hormone levels. Like your pH balance is like a little bit everywhere.
Because you eat pickles and shit.
Right. So you're eating like crazy shit, so your body's going crazy, and then everything that you have inside of you is going to your baby. So, you know, if you're normally like always like wet and you don't have to worry about using lube, and then you come around and your man's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, like, what's wrong? Am I not turning you on?
But people say that
and it's just like
the best. Do you feel like your sex is better when you're pregnant?
I do.
Why
I feel like because it's just like,
you're so
first
horny?
of all, you're already pregnant, so what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, you just let them shoot the club up.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? You're already pregnant.
I mean, you can still. There's still. Oh, I guess if that's
She's
your
like,
boyfriend.
don't be saying my man coming back with fucking chlamydia.
I was like, my bad. That's
Well,
your man. That's your man. You ain't worried about the
Besides
other
an STD, of course.
Okay,
You never
okay.
know. You never know.
Right.
But
okay.
I mean, so I feel like that right there is just like your comfort level. And then
makes sense.
from there, it's like now you have like your body is just like so sensitive. So like just
Your
by
orgasms
like
are stronger and stuff?
yeah. So it's just
Wow.
it's just like sometimes I have my days. Like sometimes it's like it takes me forever to orgasm, and then there's days that I like come in like 2 minutes, and it's just because like your
2-minute
body is
orgasm.
just like
Do you feel sexier because of your breasts are getting bigger and your hips?
this pregnancy. Yes. My last two pregnancies,
You look really good.
I've always been, I'm not like self-conscious or anything, but I mean, of course, you think like, what if he doesn't like me? Or, you know, like just like different changes of your body.
Does your husband make you feel good about your body while
He
you're pregnant?
does.
What could some men that have pregnant women listening
just
right now?
be honest. Like, you know, like,
Well, wait,
Not all
don't
women.
not in a bad way. Not in a
be
bad way.
honest
I'm
in a
sorry.
good way, yeah.
In a good way. Like, you know, just express yourself to her. You know, like just let her know, because even though if you guys have a great relationship and you tell her all the time, like, oh, you look good, you know, you're sexy, whatever. Tell her more.
And we actually had a pregnant couple at the New York show, and they was beautiful.
Ooh,
They was so fun. Right, they was beautiful.
No, and then
both of them came, and I was just like,
You remember they were
damn.
standing up? So like we don't do. We had our first show. We sold standing room. Never again, right? We're like, we literally sell
Want
tickets
everyone-
exactly.
Right. the
So we
seats,
saw people standing up in the back, and I'm like, yo, like y'all didn't buy tickets to sit. Come sit. The first person to come sit was pregnant, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because imagine how it was when they went home. Because it's just like you're ready, like your body is just like for a woman, it's just like your body's so sensitive. So even just like him brushing by me, it's just like if he brushes by my boobs, it's just like, oh, you know, like it's just
you
like,
be ready.
whoa. You know, and it's
Pores are
like
open as fuck. All right, how much time do we have? Because I actually have a lot of questions about
I'm gonna
when
let
it comes
you
out the pussy.
knock all these questions out.
Oh, okay. So let's
Okay.
get this in.
all right.
One of my girlfriends told me that she had to get stitched up, as many women do.
Right.
Naya said the same thing.
Basically, your pussy rips. What's up with
Right.
that shit?
Okay. So
Does everybody's
the
pussy rip?
problem with your fucking pussy ripping is just that a lot of women are coached when they push. So the whole point of it all, it goes back to like hippie shit. You know, like honestly, the OBGYNs, you know, everything for them is a business. So everything is on a time frame. So they want to rush everything. So by them telling you lay back, put your legs up, and push when I tell you to, that's automatically you're trying to push it out a fucking
Force it out.
a watermelon when your body's not ready for it to come out. So not everything is ready to.
So what is the best position to have a baby in?
I would say the best position will be standing up.
Standing up is what I heard.
It can be like while you're on all fours, like on the bed. It can be sitting on a toilet. You know, like it's just the whole point of
With your
sitting-
legs up though. Like
No, like literally.
Yeah, but on the toilet. But like, so there's like this.
The whole thing is gravity.
You put your legs up like
The
that.
squatty
Right.
potty.
Like the squatty
Right,
potty.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So-
I thought you meant like, okay. I
No.
get you.
No,
Like,
you can actually, like, women that do it at home, some of them deliver on their toilet because it's just like, first of all, for them,
My
it's
mama
just
would get
like,
slapped. Don't.
first of all, for them, it's just like you're sitting straight up. So
Look up women have a baby on the toilet
automatically,
real quick.
We can't. What if it look nasty?
it won't look
I
nasty.
don't know.
I just want to see a pig.
Look, I don't want to see
automatically.
Yeah, it's gonna
Just
look
turn
nasty.
us out.
Offline will look.
I'll show you offline.
Why we gotta get offline? I'm
I
online right now, man. Dang, AOL ho, I dialed up. Come on.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about eating shit every week, but like, bitches.
Yeah, I don't want to see a baby coming out of a vagina into a toilet.
I don't want to
Hold
like
on.
see the whole toilet. I just want to see.
Hey
like,
guys, if you're tuning in right now, go to Google on your mobile device and look up. And look up. What the fuck? Bruh.
Hold on, let me see.
I don't know what type of accent I was trying to have. I wanted to sound like a stewardess.
Okay, wait. So standing up now.
So basically the whole point, like you asked me before, why shouldn't we lay on our backs?
Yeah.
So we shouldn't lay on our backs because if you think about it, we're like this, right? So the baby's like playing a game. So the baby's trying to come out.
So why do hospitals keep doing it?
Because it's easier for them to have access. So everything is to make it easier for them. They don't want to make it easier for the birthing woman.
How is it easier for them to have access?
Because if they have you with your legs open, they can go and be like, you know what? Oh, the baby's not coming fast enough. Let me get that vacuum, and it's like whoosh, right there.
Or cut.
Or let me cut you open. Let me like slice you open.
They got like an abortion vacuum.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's a vacuum. It's like literally a vacuum that they put on the baby's head, and they suck the baby out.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to watch that. That's what we're not going to watch. She's like, turn it on. No.
I said turn my mic down.
And that's the thing. It's just like a lot of women are trying to stay away from doing that.
That makes
because
sense.
that's where the doctors come in, and it comes back to men. Like men became OBGYNs and then they took over the field and how women give birth.
This makes sense.
So if you think about it, back in the day, it was women helping women. And women didn't have C-sections because how the hell are you going to have a C-section in the middle of your country or like whatever the case is? You figured it out by doing what? Switching positions. So, like I said, the same way you make a baby is the same way you get that baby out.
So if you're standing up, right, like will hospitals let you do that?
Well, the thing is that you're allowed to do whatever you want. As crazy as it sounds,
It's like 16 G's too.
Because it's just like
expensive.
it's your birth, it's your body, and you have the consent to say no to anything that they say. But the thing is like people are scared of the modern medicine. And they're just like, oh, well, he went to school, so he knows how I should give birth to a baby. But how?
Science,
y'all.
He can never
told
deliver y'all
a baby.
just be believing what men tell y'all.
Right.
See what I'm talking about? It's all coming. Y'all want a motherfucker try me. I be trying to tell y'all.
And it's just like...
Thank you. I love you. Keep going about this.
We can have the baby blueprints. That's the name of this episode. Baby blueprints.
It's like, how can a man tell a woman how to give birth?
I know that's right.
How?
Say that. He can't feel. He never felt it ever.
You never felt it.
Keep
And
talking.
he probably won't even be able to survive it, honestly, because of the pain tolerance is like breaking like 52 bones at one time.
Okay.
So.
Oh, did you go natural or epidural?
Yes, I've done all 3 naturals.
Fuck you.
No tears.
Why? Do you think not? Were you not on your back?
Only because I actually was on my back. For both of them, that's where I felt the most comfortable. So that's the thing. Like, I tried different positions. I tried the standing, and standing, I just couldn't tolerate it. And then for my daughter, I didn't know any better. Like, I had an OBGYN. He was, like, chilling in the back of the room, like, eating my food while I was there with my fucking legs open.
Shut up.
Some student nurse was delivering me.
See me here, you bitch!
So some student nurse was delivering me, and it just happened to work out that she came out with me on my back fine, no problem.
A student nurse? Mm-hmm. What do they call it? Because I know it's a bridezilla. I'm going to be the other what is it?
What?
Momzilla?
Like a momzilla, I guess
that
you
gonna
can
be
say.
me.
So I didn't I was kind of like I was kind of aware of like what you should do and what you shouldn't do, but I was 19, so at the end I was just like, I really don't have much to say. But I always recall like the nurses coming in like, are you sure this is your first baby? Are you sure? And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, it's my first baby. Like, yeah. They're just like, you're so calm, and I'm like, because I'm fucking calm. Like, what do you want me to do? Be screaming my head off?
What made you not do an epidural? Sorry.
No? My mom never had an epidural. So
she shot out all them kids?
All of them. And she had me when she was 15. So, and no epidural. It was kind of like a punishment for her. Like, my grandma was like, nope, you wanted to have a baby at a young age? No epidural. Push that baby out.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Where were you born? Were you born in Puerto Rico?
No, I was born here. I was born in Elizabeth, where I'm from.
Bro, so Dub, shout out to the lady W. She came on our show. She always says she didn't have an epidural. When I asked her, I just remember her response. She was like, slaves did it. Like,
right. And that's the way, that's my mentality all the time with a lot of things. It's just like, okay, so my ancestors did it. How selfish of me is it to do that when something so simple that our body,
I'm selfish as
our
fuck.
body is made to do it. But when you think about it and you like educate yourself on having an epidural, things could go worse for you than what it can go good for you. So it's
I
like
think I'll die from pain.
you
honestly.
outweigh your pros and your cons, of
Right.
course. For some women, they need an epidural, and that helps them because like they're so exhausted, their body's not opening up because they're so done. Like
Right.
they need a rest. And then for others, it's just like some women could just do it.
You know what?
And I feel like
Fight of being to the point where you can't have it. There is a point where you can't, right?
I don't feel like there's a point that you can't.
No, doctors
because,
will say,
like,
"Oh, it's too far." Like,
They gotta cut it.
and that's where it comes again. It's just like, who
The
are you to
C-section.
tell me that I can't deliver my baby?
if he come out with a loopy eye, he come out with a loopy eye.
Right. And it's just like,
Bro, shut up.
no, it's the honest truth because it's like our bodies are made to do this. When we were made to make babies, like to deliver babies, we weren't given a time frame. It was never like, oh, you have to have a baby within 24 hours. If not, cut that baby out. Who made that rule?
Right.
But the problem is like
Science.
it's so instilled in us that as soon as our water breaks, we have to go to the hospital. As soon as you have a contraction, you have to go to the hospital.
So wait, if
You
your
don't.
water breaks, you shouldn't? Doesn't that mean you're like?
You don't have to. You have actually 24 hours before there's like a serious risk of you having like an infection or whatever after
You know what it
your
is?
water
It's
breaks.
movies. It breaks and they're like, honey.
Right.
It's every fucking
That's the first fucking reaction that everybody's just like, oh shit, I have to go to the
We
hospital.
gotta rush to the hospital.
I'm
Oh my God,
like,
Sex and the
listen.
City. Remember in that movie? Her water broke yelling at Big.
Yeah.
And she waddled to
And
the
she
cab.
waddled to the cab. Like,
I
for
don't
what?
remember-
It's not that deep.
I didn't remember that.
So that's the thing, but it's instilled in us. It's like what we're taught, like from the moment we're little, because like you said, we see it in movies.
So-
like our parents went through that because it's like everything is going backwards now in like the medical field. You're gonna notice like 15 years from now, everything's gonna be like more holistic, and it's already getting there. Everyone wants
I mean,
to
I'm
do like
assuming so.
Well, yeah, 'cause
you stand
the
up.
Not only
Western
that, we're all
medicine
fucking
and
going
like it's just like
vegan and-
right.
yeah, that
so
makes
like,
sense.
but like when we were born, it wasn't like that. It was just like you have to go to the doctor, you have to do this, you have to do
Right.
that because the doctor said so. So now it's like as women, as doulas, as midwives, we're fighting for the rights of women to be able to have liberty again.
Yeah.
And have a
Love that.
say. Because it's like I said, who are you to tell me when I can have my baby?
I know that's
You know,
right.
like it's like I made this baby.
One thing I was curious to know, so like a lot of men or women say I don't want him to see it, and you know, because I want him to be able to fuck me again,
Right.
shit like that. I'm not really worried about that. I'm more so worried about shitting. Can you talk about that?
Shit
on the table.
happens. But like, you know, shitting is so normal.
Can you see it? All the blood?
Actually, they clean it so fast that you can't even tell. Like,
Really?
if you're like having a baby at a hospital, those nurses look you out so much. They're just like taking out the bed pads and they're like wiping you real quick before anybody can tell. So
Oh,
if I've
wow,
ever
that's
shitted, I have no idea. I don't
Okay.
know. You know, and it's like I don't know. Like,
dope.
Maybe
who
it's like
knows?
liquid shit too. It's not like a
So-
log.
So it's just
No,
like
definitely not a log.
no, I'm pretty
like
sure.
diarrhea.
Like, once you
'cause
reach
it's a
that,
push.
because your body starts like, like once you
liquids.
start like getting closer to your due date, your body automatically starts cleansing itself out. So you no longer have like hard shit. You have like soft poop. So
Like baby shit.
yeah, pretty much. So when you give
It's like
birth,
you
if
want
you
on
are
yourself.
pushing, you. Most likely you're gonna take a shit because you're pushing as if you're taking the hardest shit of your
You're
life.
shitting out of your pussy.
Right.
That's what I call.
So
it
they
for
tell you
comedy.
like push as if you have to
a
poop.
pussy shit.
And
So-
of course you have to push like you gotta poop. So
Two
if
things
something
I
comes
want to
out.
talk about before we close out:
Right.
placenta. And
You eat it? I heard people
and
eat the
postpartum. I want
placentas,
to discuss.
right?
People do eat their placenta.
What,
Actually,
for what?
I was listening to Jesus and Mero, and he's like, "I want to see how white adjacent your family is. What did you guys do with the placenta?" And
What
it's
do
so
people do
true.
with it?
But
Make
see,
it pills.
they make it. People eat it. People.
I can't remember the hair product, but there was a hair product that got discontinued because people found out they were putting
placentas inside of it.
Inside.
I wouldn't eat
I mean,
mine.
just think about it.
I
It's
swear
like
to God, it was
we're the only
disgusting, yeah.
mammals that don't eat our placentas.
I'm 100% eating that shit.
Like, listen, I haven't with my last two because I wasn't as educated, but I'm definitely gonna do it this time.
The nutrients.
Because
go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, it's kind of like, for me, it's like kind of hypocritical because I'm actually training to become a placenta encapsulator. So it's just like.
So let's talk about what is a placenta.
A placenta is basically. Hold on, I have it right here.
Yes, notes.
I got it.
You know what? It's not like I didn't. I knew she would know what it was, but I wanted to make sure we were just articulate enough to like explain it the whole way through.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, like, your placenta is like the organ that develops on the wall of your uterus during pregnancy and provides nutrients, blood, and oxygen to the baby while also removing the waste from the mother. So it's kind of like the filter.
Okay.
So it like filters all the nasty shit from like getting to the baby.
So it's like an intestine almost.
It's
Everything
actually like an organ. Like when you deliver your baby, that like is the third step of labor. You have to deliver your placenta, and it's literally like the size of like a paper plate.
And you just eat it it's that big?
Please go back to this. I'm going to tell you guys about when I saw a placenta. I went to see one of my friends. Let me tell you who it was. You know who it was. Look at me.
I know who it was.
I told you the story? Mm-hmm. She is the baby. I go see her. I'm wearing shorts. We're in Florida. She keeps talking about this pain in her stomach.
Oh.
And I'm like, are you okay? And I'm like touching her. And I'm like, I take her my hand and I rub her stomach. I'm close to the edge of the bed. It sounds like a water bucket fell out onto the floor. Mm-hmm. And it happened to you?
It just splashed out.
My nigga.
What?
On my legs.
Yeah.
So
wait, so it didn't come out in the hospital?
No. It comes out in the hospital.
Right.
Like if you're at the hospital, but if you're at home, that delivers it.
Slipped out.
It just slipped
out.
Well, bitch, it slipped right out onto my god. I remember exactly the shoes I was wearing. They were Converse low tops. And
were they white?
No. I threw them out.
I would have barfed.
When it happened, she was so high on the epidural stitch.
How long after delivery did she have that?
Man, this was maybe an hour.
Oh wow, they were nice because a lot of doctors, they like push down on your stomach until it comes out.
Well, I fucking didn't realize that the nurse comes in because I start screaming.
I would have screamed.
Because there was a little bit of blood.
You were like, what the fuck?
Right, so I scream. The nurse comes in and I remember her face and she's like, oh my God. And then she goes and tells me to put the gown on and I'm like, to like get out my clothes. And I'm like, what am I going to drive in? That's the first thing I said. What am I going to drive? How am I going to drive?
That's so gross.
Bro, it was so gross,
Yeah.
but like it sounded like a splash. So, okay.
So
curious to know, you said that it's like where we're dispensing all the bad stuff.
Right.
So why do we eat it?
And it's basically like the reason why you eat it. All right. So it contains a massive amount of crucial hormones. So think about it. So
Helps with postpartum.
Right. Exactly. So when you're pregnant, your hormones are everywhere. You cry over anything, you excited over anything, you're super, like, your body's super sensitive to anything.
Yeah.
So when you give birth, all of that is gone. Right?
Ugh.
So you still have like your emotions, of course, because you're still like emotional and your hormones are out of whack. But you have all those good nutrients that were throughout your pregnancy was the lifeline to your baby. So when you deliver that, that's gone now.
You can't just take more prenatal pills?
You can, but it's just like...
So you said it's the size of a plate. Can I just swallow it whole? Or
no.
Like,
you got to cut it with a knife and fork?
You have to... It's just kind of like... It's like as if you're cutting like beef.
I just Googled what your placenta tastes like, and it says it sort of tastes like blood or pennies. Really ironish, but you get used to it.
Right.
Oh, like when you
it tastes like...
That's bleeding.
I ate my placenta raw in multiple smoothies.
Mm-hmm. The way it is, a lot of people do it just so we can cover it. So the way it's basically done, a lot of people do it for religious beliefs.
Okay.
Like it's like their tradition. It's like part of their religion. They do it for religious reasons.
Fuck Jesus.
Some women
I'm trying to get healthy, bro.
Some women do it for health, and it's just like a lot of women say that it helped them. Like they had postpartum depression in previous pregnancies, and this time around they didn't have postpartum depression.
So do they would they put it in a freezer bag for you? How does that work when you want to leave the hospital with it?
If you want to leave with the hospital, you sign a consent form, like saying like, hey, I'm taking my organ. A consent form for your own organ.
Wow.
That's a whole different topic. And then you just have to be prepared. Like you have to come in with like, they ask you to come in with a cooler so you can put ice and then put it in a Ziploc bag, and then you leave the hospital and you do whatever you want with it.
White people are a trip. I put my placenta in smoothies with a lot of frozen strawberries and organic OJ. You don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
So,
I just know that was her voice.
It's just like, so basically what you do is you have to cook it. So you boil it and you like steam it to like as much, like get rid of all that blood.
This sounds gross.
And then you can dehydrate it, and that's how they turn into the capsules. Right?
Y'all some carnivores.
Yo,
Now,
okay.
if you don't do the capsules, all you have to do is just dehydrate it, chop it up, put it in a freezer, and then every day you just throw it in your smoothie.
So most women are what's the guy who was eating people?
Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal.
No, wait. What's the word?
It is Hannibal, right?
A
Cannibal.
cannibal. Yeah.
I said carnivore.
Hannibal the cannibal.
Yeah. Well, his name was
We don't
Hannibal
have time for
Lecter,
home
right?
mail. But before we end, I want to talk about postpartum depression because
Right, it's
like
very important.
that shit is fucking rough, my nigga.
Yes. It really is.
You
yes.
had it?
Yes.
I definitely, she said yes.
Yes.
Did you ever have it?
I never had it.
Because our periods is lit.
Can you come here for a second? Sorry, what's your name?
Alizé.
Alizé.
Alizé. Oh, look.
Just come really
Bring
quick.
her here
Wait,
because
Michellee and Alizé?
Just have a seat where I'm sitting.
Because
and
she
then just kind of tell us how it felt.
tell us about your postpartum.
she was never diagnosed though.
Y'all welcome
let's
Alizé
state
onto the Whoreible
Hey,
Sisters
Alizé.
podcast. So explain to us your postpartum, I guess, depression, what it felt like, what you went through, and kind of, tell people.
I felt like really like dark and like alone. Everything was like an attitude, angry. I was always like, I wanted to be by myself. I actually lived with her.
She was bad?
I hated her.
Yeah, like I locked myself and the baby in the room. Like I
And-
didn't want anyone to knock
yeah.
on the door. Like it was just
Like I say this all the time. Like she went in there with my niece, and my niece came out like 3 months old. Like because,
Yes.
and I knew it, and I knew that she had the signs, and I knew it was gonna happen because I know her as a person. You know, like
How
she
do you
was
get
going.
over that? If you're doing,
It takes time,
Oh,
and,
that's
and
it.
it's
That's
just like
all
only
it is?
time. I mean, you can go to the doctor and they'll prescribe you like medication,
Yeah, but
and
no
like
one wanna do that.
right,
Fuck science.
right. I mean,
intense.
what helped you?
Yeah.
Me getting a job, like getting like
Out the
after,
house.
yeah, like working and
And hers.
socializing.
Did you ever want to hurt the baby?
No, definitely not.
Because
No.
they say that happens.
For some women,
women.
like I've had clients that are just like, get that baby away
Fuck this
from me,
baby.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's sad because it's not, I know they don't mean it intentionally, you know, it's just like, it's just your mind plays tricks on you. And like when you go into a pregnancy, like I tell everyone, it's always mind over matter.
Right.
Like you have to make sure that you're in control of your mind because your mind will play tricks on you.
Now, when you're pregnant, do you not see a psychologist? Is that not a part of going to
You
your
can.
doctor's visit?
Yeah, you can. No, it's not. It's not something. It's not a
not.
requirement.
I didn't know that.
No, it's definitely not a requirement.
Like even because to me, a pregnancy is a surgery in the
Right.
sense, and so before I had my surgery, I did have to do a psych eval
Right.
to make sure that it was something that
I wouldn't
could
say
handle.
it's a surgery. I would say it's like a life-changing moment. So, because if you say surgery, automatically people are going to be like, oh, a C-section. But no, that's not the case. It's
Okay.
something that's going to change your life drastically because, okay, fine, I've had 2 babies.
Right.
But there's no way that I can tell if this baby's going to change my life in a whole different drastic way. You know, so it's like each time a woman goes to have a baby, it's a sacred moment. So back to like what she was saying about men, how men should be there and why they should be there, it's definitely because, okay, oh, well, she's been pregnant before, she's my baby mama, you know, like
No, but
we
it's
have
a
kids
mental
together.
thing.
But it's a mental thing. And it's just like our bodies go through so many changes that it's like even I have a great marriage, but sometimes I'm just like, who are you texting? Huh? Why are you texting her? And he's just like, yo, calm down. What's wrong with you? Who am I texting? Like, what are you
Right.
talking about? And it's just because your mind plays tricks on you. And it's like, if you don't have full control of that mind, it can end bad. And that is
Oh, good to know.
that
Like,
is
she's
hard.
like, Weezy, bring your ass back over here, girl. Come get your seat.
and that is hard. And
Well,
for
thank
her,
you so
it
much
took,
for sharing that.
and for her,
she
I
said,
would
but she
say-
wanted to fight you, girl.
Yeah, she did.
I did. No, it's not a joke. It's really.
So for the men,
the baby, bitch.
I guess for the men listening, for the sisters of pregnant women, for the friends of pregnant women or women who just gave birth, to know that after giving birth, there is a high chance. And
Right.
even when
And
Naya
there's
came on,
so
she said,
much
yeah.
help out there.
My
There's
mom
so
said
much.
for 3 days she thought she was gonna kill me.
No, for my son, I didn't have postpartum depression, but I did have baby blues. Like, it was just like, I felt like I wasn't enough for him. Like, everything, like, it was just like,
Wow.
you know, like my breastfeeding, I'm just like, oh, I'm not feeding him enough. If he wasn't like pooping enough, I'm like, fuck, man, I suck as a mother.
That's right. You have to fucking keep a
And-
log of
Right,
bottles
it's
of
hard.
shit.
It's like a lot of pressure, and that's
Of
why,
burps and shit,
yeah,
and you have to keep logs
and
for
that's
this?
why it comes back to even if you feel like you can't afford a doula, there's free doulas. There's so many different programs in our area that
Good for those
even
good
if
people,
there's like
because-
if you like qualify for like WIC, Medicaid,
Oh, so they getting paid by the government,
right?
But it's free for you.
But it's free for you.
Wow.
So it's
That's
just
dope.
like
That's really dope.
don't feel as if you can't afford it because I'm broke just as much as everybody else is broke. You know,
Me too.
and it's
We are
just
broke.
like,
Yeah.
and I receive WIC, and if I can go and like get a free doula, I would, you know,
Right.
because it's just so important, and it's just like not only white people deserve a doula. And that's
Right,
what a lot of people
Latinas,
think.
African
You know,
Americans,
it's
say
just
that.
like no,
Say
it's
that.
the truth because it's like it makes me sad because mostly all my clients are white, and it's because
And is it
We
like
can't
a
afford
luxury?
we don't know.
Well,
For
we
us,
don't
it's
know.
a luxury. You know,
It
it's
is,
just
right.
like pop that baby out, you'll be fine. But then you have postpartum depression, and we scoop it under the rug. Like, oh nope, get over it. You got to figure it out. You got to go to work. You got to find a babysitter.
Say that
So then-
shit, sis.
And then what? So then we're fucked because it's just like, oh, you're just another crazy bitch. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
keep it moving.
I know we skipped the whole
So-
meal, you guys, but like I feel like this was such
No,
a.
I really like
To be
this
very honest with
conversation.
you, like to talk to you on the phone. You were so quiet. I thought this was gonna be trash.
No,
Oh, thanks.
listen,
And she
I
knew
was
not
like-
to warn me because I'd be like, we don't bring her in
I
there.
was
We're not
like,
gonna
I'm
bring her.
so
We gotta do
fucking
screening,
nervous.
bitch.
I'm like,
Well, no, I called her and she had energy on the phone.
you know,
and
when
she-
you called me, I was like, I was at my mom's house, and we have this fucking game. Like, we have to take one car out, put another car in the driveway, and like.
Welcome
so
to New
when you
York.
were calling me, I was just like, fuck. Okay, hello, hold on, and I'm like,
Well, I wanted to make sure
Waddling down the
because
fucking driveway
Whenever
talking to you.
someone, this is gonna sound really fucked up.
After Sugar Daddy and after
After
I don't
what?
know. The last HIV, the first HIV episode we had, just kind of getting him to open up, and I don't think he was willing to have
and that's
all the
I
conversations.
didn't want
that
it
we
to
wanted
be
to have.
like
I
just
didn't find
me,
him.
like.
No, I know he wrote us, and so he said he was willing to open it.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
think we
yeah,
did that.
Right.
So like whenever I can't find videos or I can't click on someone and hear their voice,
Yeah.
Which by the way, with Sugar Daddy, that was a trap.
Yeah,
Because he makes
it was.
videos.
It was.
He I saw his energy in videos.
Okay. Yep.
So when, if I can't see that, I'm like, well, let me just call in here. And then once you said you had 2 kids and you were pregnant, I was like, well, if she sucks, we'll at least ask her about them shits.
No, I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna say? And I was working on my
You even
notes.
sat down nervous, and it's just like,
I
girl,
was
you
so
just talking to us
nervous.
for what?
I'm so
See, this wasn't
nervous.
as hard as you
No,
thought,
it wasn't.
right?
It wasn't.
Honestly, it's
it
great
flew
to
very
have.
nicely.
Yes.
But if we have a minute, I actually want to talk about something because we don't know. Like what I want every woman to know, basically, every woman like myself, African American, Hispanic, we got options. We're not alone.
Say that.
Don't feel like just because you can't afford something that you don't deserve it.
Do you know any resources or anything that maybe
I
someone
do.
could look up?
There's so many resources. Like, I'm from New Jersey. So in New Jersey, we have, it's a program called, am I allowed to like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hold on, it's NJ.
You allowed.
Okay.
Shit, I mean, honestly, you being here is gonna, I'm sure we're gonna have all the girls write us like, I wish I heard this before. I wish I knew
Yeah,
more.
absolutely.
And that's the thing that it's just
While
like.
you're looking for that, tell them where to
my-
find you.
Oh, yes. You guys can find me on Instagram. I am Michellee _ the lovely doula. Or that's my personal. Or you can go to my business page. It's the lovely doula. Hold on, let me double check. Sorry about that.
Doula is spelled.
DOULA.
Okay.
We're gonna put her information in the description.
So
of this
it's
stuff.
Lovely Lives Doula
Okay.
on my IG. And it's just how it's pronounced.
Do you have a
Lovely
doula
Lives.
email?
Yes, I do. It's Lovely Lives DS dog Sam @gmail.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to.
Don't say that, bitch. Cause
No,
No,
you gonna be
honestly.
blowed up.
That's
I
fine.
was just gonna say.
That's fine because honestly, I'd rather just help as many women as I can.
Come on.
I love it. And
Honestly,
you're in the New Jersey
because
area, but
I'm
do
in
you
the-
come over to
yes,
New York
I
as
do.
well?
I do.
Okay, great.
So
the
basically
resources,
the
I'm sorry.
resources. So basically the resources that I would say for New Jersey is just it's called I can't find it right now.
We can include it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll put
I'll
it
definitely
in the description.
send it to you, but
and we'll
I have it. Let
definitely
me see.
post any of the other information that we find on Patreon.
So it's called NNJ Doula Net. So basically what they offer is like, a program that offers services to women that are low income.
Okay.
Nice.
So with that program, they just reach out to different doulas like, hey, are you willing to help, different women that cannot really afford to pay for a doula? And you just decide. It's usually
great.
mostly like
really
women
like
that are
that.
just starting up. So it's like different payments. Like if you receive like Medicaid, you might only have to pay
$12.
$100,
Or
let's
whatever,
say,
yeah.
right? And then if you receive Medicaid, WIC, and whatever other program that you can think of, it might be free.
Okay.
So like it's kind of up to the doula if you want to, do it or not. I don't charge no more than $375, but that's my personal preference.
Right.
Only because it's just like my mom's been there, and imagine if my mom would have known about a doula.
No,
you
tax
know?
these rich people though.
Oh, of course.
But I think that's awesome.
I do
So,
like that.
yeah.
I'm really glad
So
that you were able to come on and
Don't
share this
feel
stuff.
like I
Yeah.
said, like don't feel like you don't have options, because there's options for everything.
Yeah.
Especially in
Especially with today's technology.
Yep.
You can find even if it's like, there's some doulas that offer pro bono. And even if you're just that one lucky person that they hear your story and you're just like, you know what? I'm not charging you because that's some deep shit and you deserve to have
Right.
somebody there for you, You don't know
Shit,
the
single
other
mamas,
people's...
niggas
I was
ain't-
about to say, especially in this day and age.
We be pushing
a
them
lot
to have
of-
horrible decisions, and we don't support you in the end.
Right.
No, a lot of
And
people.
it's just
yeah.
like, and another thing, support your fellow business owners, like especially us women.
There we go.
Like we have to stick together if we want to build higher and businesses, anything. The simplest thing, if your friend is just selling a bracelet, support her, because it's like she worked hard on that bracelet, and if you don't support her, who will?
Yep.
So it's just like the whole point of it all, and the way it's gonna go in this life is like we have to stick together. And even if it's just like 5 of you that stick together, but at least you know that those 5 people have your back and you're gonna make it up somewhere.
With the business owners,
So-
before we close, I go to a very elaborate gym in New York, and a lot of you probably know the name. Recently found out the person who owned it was black, and I said, yo, why are they not like out there and blah, 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 blah? And one of the trainers told me because he feels like if people find out it's black owned, they think it's
He's
got to be
gonna
cheaper.
wanna-
The gym is like up there, popular French, trust me. And when I heard that, I was like, yo, I get it.
yeah.
And that's sad.
Because then it's just like, oh,
That's
so
sad
black
because
owned,
it's
is it
just
like,
like-
y'all are up and coming? No.
That's sad.
Well, I'm
because
glad
it's like
that
that
people
with
are going to be able to
everything, I
find
think.
you.
Yeah, me too.
This
I'm
was
so
a
glad
great
for having you.
episode.
This
Thank
was-
you guys for
This is
having
dope.
me.
And fellas, support those women in your life that are pregnant.
Yes.
Your coworkers, open the door.
And don't be afraid to have sex with them. Don't be afraid, because honestly,
fuck me.
there's some men that are scared to touch their women, but my philosophy is 1 orgasm a day keeps that Pitocin away. And Pitocin
Yes.
is just like a crazy medication that causes you to have crazy contractions, and that shit hurts. So
Okay, that's
So-
right. Orgasm do help with
Right.
Orgasm a day, keep
So,
the Pitocin away.
Thank you,
you definitely want to have
Thank
that.
We're going to
so
put her
much.
info
Thank
so you
you
guys can
guys
hit her
for
up
having
and
me.
ask your baby gross questions. I'm going to look up baby coming out of the toilet. Please enjoy this clip from our Patreon. By the way, do want to say something about our Patreon. I started a post like a month ago maybe of like people to meet up. A lot of you are going to the shows alone. You're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go alone. Jump in there, meet people together. Our Patreon is our community for hoes to be hoes, men
Well, they're
included.
already on there also like writing posts themselves, so you can actually start your own posts, and people are like, hey, who wants to grab drinks after the Chicago show?
Yeah.
Who wants to grab drinks after this show? So people are meeting up and finding friendships from it, so it's really dope.
That's been really dope, especially like when I there was a girl who got a job on our shit.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I'm looking for a job and blah, blah, blah. And somebody was like, hit
And
me up.
cannabis, and was like, hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
Black too.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
super dope. So if you haven't yet, you can join our Patreon for as little as $2. And if you want to be fancy ho and really want to support us, we do have a $15 tier. And at that tier, after 4 months, you can get merch. And this is the only way for you pussy ass hoes to get merch. So support us. We appreciate you guys. And once again, because of you guys, we are rocking out on this tour. So thank you guys, and looking forward to meet everyone coming to our live shows. This has been yet another episode of Whoreible Decisions. Bye.
Bye.
I said, nigga.
So let me tell you, bitch. So I land from Chicago. Next thing you know, I'm not even gonna say the team because I don't need y'all limiting shit. Next thing you know, I see all these niggas in like basketball gear. I'll say basketball gear. So I'm and mad tall niggas too. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm waiting on my luggage.
Mad tall
niggas. So bitch, I'm looking. So I see all these niggas or whatever, and I'm like, oh. Finally, I see this one bitch. Fine. About 6. I ain't gonna say the number because y'all gonna limit it. But he tall as fuck. And bitch, his ass was sitting up.
Over 6'7"?
Over 6'7".
Oof.
His ass was sitting up in his gray sweatpants like something serious, bitch. It ain't made no goddamn sense. I was like, goddamn. And here I go just sucking my teeth thinking about bending that booty over. But I'm looking at team, fine as hell. I realize the team it is. I'm like, oh, shit, I fucked one of these niggas in Vegas. So I hit the nigga that I fucked in Vegas like, you at LaGuardia? He's like, yeah, Terminal C. I said, me too. So he's like, where? So I call him. We hug, and I'm like, mind you, I unfollowed this nigga because, nigga,
This was the nigga?
No, bitch, I ended up fucking his teammate that I saw with the gray sweatpants because I was like, oh, he fine. So here I go. I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna fuck the nigga that I fucked in Vegas because, bitch, he done came to New York about 2-3 times this season and ain't hit me. Fuck that nigga. I done followed him and everything. So the nigga I wanted in the gray sweatpants, I ain't know his name, ain't no shit. Here I go.
Google roster?
Google the roster. And of course, because it's G League, D League, bitch, none of their pictures are there. So I had to click every name. But I started with the height. Didn't click on the white boy names because I was like, I know he's not a white boy, so his name isn't going to be European. So I go to all the nigga names, over 6'6".
I go to all the nigga names? Bro, make a note because you know my phone charging over there.
What?
I want to name this episode. I went to all the nigga names. Please.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
You know the ones. Like, you know. So I was like, okay, over 6'6", he got to be a forward. So I start to click on the names.
You gotta be a forward. What the fuck?
Because he's not a guard. He's over 6'6". So I'm clicking on all the names. Finally, I put the name back in the Google search because, bitch, they didn't have no pictures.
Bro, you gotta show me what he looked like. He couldn't have been that fine.
No, girl, and his booty was big. So anyway, I find him, right? Find him on Instagram. I like 3 pictures, bitch. That's
you was
it.
Bored, dog.
Bitch, I was. But I left that shit at 3 likes. Bitch, that nigga sent me the eye emojis like 10 minutes later. Why the fuck did I scroll up in our DMs? Bitch, why were we talking in 2015? When he was in college, of course, because I'm a hoe. Bitch. I said, oh,
Let me see what he looked like.
We were talking 4 years ago. So, bitch, he spent both days that he was here with me. Like, already on some, you gotta cut your hoes off. Bitch, we was in the middle of us fucking. He said he gonna take care of me. Now, he can't take care of me with G League money, but I wasn't gonna let him know that. Like, nigga, you not even rich, bitch. I make more than you, I'm sure.
Dog.
And then tell me why.
What?
I did the math. So while we were talking when he was in college, I asked him his age.
No.
Asked him his age now. I said, oh, so you lied about your age 4 years ago.
Mandii.
Bitch, he lied to me about his
He
age.
was 17.
He wasn't 17, but close. And he was legal. But when he told me his age now, I said, sir, that's not adding up to what you told me you were 4 years ago. He's like, I said, you lied about your age?
Take care of you while he was fucking you?
Yeah, this morning.
Girl.
Wait, he did. And I mean, I chuckled because I knew maybe if you go overseas. Maybe not now. Hold on. But he's cute. He taught. Oh, let me get off the horrible.
How much did G League's page money make?
I think now they pay $70K. Like, that's like the start. And then if you get a 2-way contract, which means you're signed to the NBA team and the G League team, it's like $150
Y'all
or
see
something
my nigga
like
know mathematics?
Dog, shut the fuck up, pussy hoe.